Hello everyone and welcome back to Avowed. In the last session we have been continuing to explore the city of Paradis here, and last time we got into a bit of an altercation with a group called the Sparrowhawks, I think it was, and we ended up having to take out basically all of them, so that was unfortunate, but we did kill them and their boss. Yoink. And yeah, then there was still some left alive, so we had to like sneak out. And today we continue exploring the city. It is a big city. We are multiple parts deep and still going exploring this city. Yoink. Lovely. That one.
Here it comes.
Oh. Hello, Phantom. Hello. Bro is blind. Okay, this got bigger than I was expecting. Why are they all unavailable? Don't love that. Alright, well, how about we do a bit of this. That was more people than I was expecting. Jesus.
That looks like a totem to your burned queen.
Ooh, nice. Are these are supposed to show up on the minimap, aren't they, or something? Or was it... Didn't I set a setting that was meant to make these show up somewhere? I could have sworn. But on the minimap it's just a cross. Which, there's also a bunch of crosses here, which is just like random loot. I don't know. I thought it was going to show up as something more interesting than just a random cross. But we've got 3 out of 6 of those now, so that's good. There's 3 more still to get. There's still a decent bit of the map that we haven't. Yeah, there's actually a lot of the map here that we haven't uncovered yet. So hopefully, if we're thorough, we can find them. I used to get wagons of ore from Sovereign Point every month. Now, a year of silence. Either the mine dried up or something happened to the settlement. Either way, I can't stay in business like this. Turns out I'm not the only one getting nervous. A lot of the outposts inland have gone quiet. Plague, disappearances, creatures gone mad. Everyone's heard the rumours, but no one's got the answers. This can't go on. We rely on each other for essentials. Unless something changes, we're going to die out here. Unfortunate. Right. I assume there's a door that I can... Yep. Nice. We were up there. Yeah, cool. Okay. Cute. So, just look at the map real quick. We are here, so we are about to head back towards an area we've already been, although I think from a higher point, maybe? Oh, yeah, I recognize down there, but we have not been up here. Although I guess there's not that much to see up here, huh? Can we go in here? Oh, shit. That was a teleport point. I did not realize.
Hi, Mark.
What the fuck? This is a map inside a map? Northern Paradis. So the... Wait. Huh? This was here, right? Paradis Hightown. I thought... Wouldn't Northern Paradis just be this? But we are not on the map here. We're on a separate map. Well, that's confusing. Mapping the living lands. This is... okay. And that's not on this map. So is this... if it's Northern Paradis, I can't tell if it's supposed to be the same place. I just don't understand why it's taken us to a separate area. And it's not just... why am I not on the... if I've just travelled into Northern Paradis, why am I no longer on this map and it's a separate map? Am I losing my mind? I feel like I'm losing my mind.
It just gets fancier from here.
The adherents have come quietly. They will not take us by force, but with rules and charters. They will steal our city from underneath our feet.
So true.
Against tyranny!
The adherents never...
Hello, Doomsayer.
You, adherent! You
Wow,
herald
nice voice.
the end of our way of life. You are a scourge upon our city.
How dare you defame the Empire in front of me? She's probably not going to take that very well, is she? But I don't think there's going to be any getting through to a Doomsayer, so whatever.
You can enforce your laws on the mainland, but you cannot stop me here. Paradis will never concede.
I
to
feel
you.
like I could stop you here if I wanted to. You know? With the power of Fireball on my side, I can stop most people. I'll let it go this time, but I've got my eye on you.
You represent everything they stand for. You will find no peace here.
Sure, bud. Did I just hear a shiny? Could have sworn I heard a shiny as I passed that point, and only at that point. That was weird.
Don't sign any petitions, no matter what anyone says.
Oh, thanks for the warning. I'm in the habit of signing every fucking petition any random fucker hands me, you know? So, thank God you're here to let me know that would be a bad idea.
Is a fraud.
So it really isn't uncovering this map. Because I'm looking at the bottom bit now, and there really doesn't seem to be a way to actually go from South Paradis to North Paradis, like, just in a straight line. So I think we are in this bit right now. This is where we are. It's just, it doesn't... I'm really confused why they've done it this way.
I hope she can help.
They've made it a separate map, but it's still on the map.
This dream scourge.
But it's showing that, like, we haven't uncovered it.
Hey, wait your turn.
Hey, blow me.
Watcher sees all.
Oh, right.
Knows all.
Didn't we have a thing about the Watcher? Yeah. Runid, the local Watcher, may have insight into your near-death experience. Oh, wait, no, this is a different Watcher. This is... right, yeah, no, this is the one that Kai said, don't trust the Watcher in Paradis. I think. But we'll talk anyway.
Your soul, envoy. Your very soul is in danger. The Watcher can see it. The Watcher knows. An envoy. A godlike. Two destinies come together. How curious.
Liviana warned me you were fraud.
Many fools who lack courage have called the Watcher such.
Liviana delivers proof of her expertise every day. You don't.
Duh, fine. I don't actually know what I'm doing.
You gotta do better than that. Fake watchers are like seashells out here.
My trade's been cut off since the city closed, and I have to make ends meet. At least I'm giving people hope. Can you Adiran say the same?
That's funny. I love that she just was like, oh, fuck it, yeah, I'm lying. Just like, very quickly. Barely any pushback on that. Just, yup. I'm a liar. It do not be a game where mirrors work. Is there a part 1 I can read of this, or? Okay, I think it's just some, like, play someone's written. I don't think that's important to actually read. Doesn't seem like that's important to actually read ourselves. So I'm going to spare us all that pain. Aha! I was like, I can hear something. Yoink. Is that explodable? No, it's just to show you that it's there. I see. I see, I see. What about in here? Oh yeah, that is a flat. Why? Why have they done this? That is a flat texture. Masquerading as a fireplace. Did they not think anyone would get up close enough to look at the room? Wait. Oh, that's a weird... Huh. The texture is tied to the window? There's no room. Like, we're not actually looking into a room here. Because if you look through this window, the fireplace is in front of you. You've got the 2 pictures on the wall. So you would assume that that's there, but then if you look in this one, then you're now looking this way, and the fireplace is in front of you. You've got the 2 pictures on the wall. And there's no window there. Because it's this. It's the same, no matter which window you look through, it's the same textures. That is really strange. But, like, it does look like a 3D room. It's just that the actual walls themselves are flat. Like, that chair is not actually a chair. It is flat against the wall. I'm so curious why this is how this is programmed. Obviously, there's going to be some reason for it. But, like, you could just black the windows out, you know? Or just have, like, blinds over it. Or curtains or whatever. So it's, like... just have something in front of it to be like, yeah, you can't see in here. But instead, they made it so that you can see in, but you can see that it's an illusion. Like, very, very easily and clearly, with the flatness and the fact that the room doesn't look the same from the 2 angles. So I really wonder what the thought process is there and why that happens. If anyone watching happens to be a game designer that would have some actual answer to that, I'm curious what it is. It's the same here. It's so funny. Why? Why? I'm genuinely curious. I'm genuinely curious. Because it's not like, I know there's going to be some people that are like, it's laziness is what it is. And it's like, well, no, because if they wanted to, they could just put a curtain over the front. If they didn't want to design anything, like, inside, they could just put a curtain over the front and call it good. And that would surely be easier than actually designing some, like, illusion. I guess it is just so that at a glance, it looks like there's an interior. It's designed to hold up to a passing glance and not scrutiny at all. But I feel like, I guess that's the answer. I guess that's all it is that they wanted to... They expected people to just take a look as they walked past and be like, oh, there's a room there, and maybe not consider the fact that it's the same room from every angle. I don't know. If that is the reason, I feel like they should have just done the curtain thing, because that is so immersion breaking. If you just take more than a moment's look at it. What's the... Oh, document. Well, I feel like I need to... Oh, fuck! It's every window! It's every window! No! No, I'm never gonna stop seeing it now. It's every window. Oh, God. Oh, no. Now that I've seen that, I will never unsee that. Okay, I think that is my first big criticism of the game, I think. Is that just looks bad. There's no need to do that. Wait, what? Something just flashed up then, didn't it? Am I crazy? I could have sworn that for a moment there, something just flashed up. I guess I'm crazy. Oh, it was his fucking speech bubble thing. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that was a bad choice. Because I'm going to be looking for it now. Now I know it's every window. I'm going to be looking for the windows. This is a nice little stargazing point. Love this. Very nice. Oh, right. Full damage.
As long as there's people in the city, there's merchandise to be found and sold. An Adieran, come to see my wares. Well, don't I feel blessed?
You should do. Why is that?
Your kind don't go scrounging in alleys every day, do you? The Empire doesn't have much of an interest in people like me.
And who might you be?
Where are my manners? Name's Cutty. I'm a trader of lost things. They
Lost.
come
Right,
my
yeah,
way.
lost.
I peddle them for people like you to find.
Sounds like a fancy way of saying you're a fence.
Now wait, you don't need to jump straight to shutting me down. I'm sure we can work with each other. What's your voice? Svef? Coin?
What was Svef again? I forget. Svef is a stimulant. Right, makes sense. You think you can bribe me? Get lost. Or you're not hurting anyone? I can look the other way for a price. Give me money.
By all means.
50?
Take some silver. I knew you could be reasonable.
50?
Now that that's taken care of, can I help you find anything?
Let me see what you have in stock. What have you got? The Disappointer. Minus 10% attack damage, but hits deal 10% bonus bleed damage. That's an interesting pistol. I will take your lockpicks. Thank you, good sir. I'm giving him essentially all of the money that he gave to me. Straight back to him. Great stuff. Man, when are we going to get a unique wand? I want a unique wand so bad. Son of a bitch.
Only the finest here. You'd agree if you saw where it came from.
Son of a bitch, I want a wand.
Now,
And I guess whilst we're here, let's sell an amethyst, 6 agates, agate, how do you pronounce that? I have literally no idea. Keep the uniques. Steel chunk can go. Hammers can go. I think the swords can go, right? Keep the wand. Cool.
but she knew things about me. Things that I didn't even know.
I had a guy.
If you didn't know, then how are you fact-checking? You had a guy?
Guy asked me whether dreams had a taste here once.
Okay. That is a cool story, bro. Oh, really? That totally looks like you can swim under it, but you can't go any lower than this. So you cannot.
This is where people go to buy stuff. Just get 'em mugged everywhere else.
It's the same one. It's the same one. I can't jump up high enough to prove it, but I know that fireplace is staring back at me. before we go up there, let's stick to this area and explore this bit fully, I think.
We should stop by Sansa's sometime. There's nothing like it, that's for sure.
What is it?
Hey, you have to check in with me to enter this part of the...
So true.
Welcome.
Alright, this is Sansa's.
I was hoping you would drop in.
On the provenance and ruination of Nekataka's old city. Excerpt from a lecture given before the annual convention of the Academy of Architectural Historians in Adir. Close examination by learned parties suggests that Nekataka is significantly older than it might at first appear. We take as our example the suppurating wound in the city's side, which the locals most charmingly refer to as the gullet. On its face, it is not considerably different from your average slum. Indeed, it contains all that one might expect of such a place: desperate poverty, wrenching hunger, a tavern fare brimming with miscreants, and a flourishing criminal culture. Of course, it has its own unique offering as well, a towering pile of garbage dumped into the district from the more affluent neighbourhoods above it. It is, in every sense, abominable. The Huana leadership should be ashamed, but I digress. Far more interesting than the caste stratifications among the Huana are the bones their city is built upon, for beneath the gullet lies a vast cavern littered with the remains of an ancient city. Referred to simply as the Old City by the denizens of Nekataka, this sunken metropolis is notable for two reasons. The Old City's architecture is markedly different in style, form, and apparent use from the architecture of modern Nekataka, and there is no readily available explanation for the Old City's destruction that has not already been considered and discounted by those inclined to study it. Was that, like, all one sentence? It really was. Okay. My peers here in the Academy and beyond believe the Old City's destruction is clearly the fault of the region's energetic volcanism and subsequent tectonic rumblings. I would caution against grasping at such easy solutions, however. Consider the following. The Huana have lived in the region for thousands of years. Earthquakes are no more a surprise to them than are the archipelago's daily soaking rains. None in Eora match their sheer creativity and expertise in building to withstand these events. Moreover, for all their flexibility in building construction, the Huana's tastes have proven to be remarkably stable over time, showing a clear preference for designs that mimic the rhythm and shapes of the natural world. The Old City shows none of these things. Indeed, what remains was constructed primarily of stone cut in austere blocks, and the buildings are arranged in a manner not dissimilar from those prevalent in the Engwithen ruins that dot the landscape. With those 2 points in mind, does it not seem prudent to ask whether the Old City is Huana in origin, and if it is not, who built it, and finally, what destroyed it? Good chat. Animance's Lantern Valian Trading Company. Animancy is the art of channeling soul essence into inventions for the betterment of society. With a careful application of copper and adra, animancers can achieve wondrous results. This naval lantern is fitted with a shard of luminous adra from the Deadfire Archipelago, and was once mounted on the Valian Trading Company galleon Aimo di Spirente. However, how it washed up on the shores of the Living Lands is a mystery. The adra is long since depleted and will never shine again. The Emporium would like to remind visitors that the use of animancy is strictly forbidden in Paradis. I'm going to guess that this is directly from Pillars of Eternity 2. The way it said how it came to be washed up on the shores of the Living Lands is a mystery. I feel like that's a reference to something like it disappearing or sailing off never to be seen again or something in Pillars 2. I don't know, maybe. Zorip skull and foul eggs. Judging by the dentition and size of the cephalic crest, this Zorip died in late adolescence or early adulthood. Its partial remains were uncovered in the far west of Dawnshore, not far from the ruins of a large tribal settlement. The accompanying shells were found with the skull, but are too small to be Zorip eggs. It is more likely that they belong to local avian life, and the Zorip had been eating them around the time of its death. No ceremonial objects or grave goods were excavated in the area, supporting the theory that the Zorip perished by accident. Great. Folvano's adventuring gear. Grappling hooks, hammers, and axes are among many of the tools carried by adventurers who brave the wild frontier of the Living Lands. This set was found at the bottom of a canyon, hurled in anger by the Valian explorer Folvano shortly before he gave up on his expedition of the Living Lands. It is said that he set sail for the Eastern Reach and never returned. Skeleton of Edsil the Sightless. Edsel the Sightless was a watcher who spent his life in a remote wilderness hut. Blind from birth, Edsel navigated the world with the help of spirits lighting his path. Edsel was rumoured to have walked the entire island, untouched from shore to shore. He is the only hermit in the Living Lands known to have died from natural causes. The Emporium honours his memory by displaying him in quiet dignity. Decapitation was not the cause of death, but one of several mishaps during transport of the remains, which should serve as a reminder to secure a coffin when going around a sharp mountain pass. What does it mean he's the only hermit in the Living Lands to have died from natural causes? Is that just saying the wildlife is really dangerous and attacks anyone out on their own, like a hermit presumably would be? Or is there more to that?
Nice drum. More of a flute man myself.
I can't believe that we've found the fucking second library. Oh my fuck, there's so much to read. There is so much to read. The Cartographer's Guild, Volume 2. In a turn of events that was unprecedented just a few short years ago, Ondra's mortar has subsided. The possibilities of exploration that arise from this event are staggering. We at the Cartographer's Guild look forward to what the beloved Expedition Corps discovers when they inevitably turn their attention to whatever awaits beyond the seas. In the meantime, the Corps will be busy as the Empire solidifies a foothold in the Living Lands. The possibility of being able to finally map this untamed wilderness, this fierce frontier, probably stirs the heart of even the youngest apprentice cartographer. As always, we stand ready to put to paper all that our illustrious nation discovers, at the behest of our Emperor, long may he reign. Like, it is interesting learning about the lore, but I feel like they are not spreading it out enough. Because, like, this is going to take literally the entire rest of the episode to read all this. Like, and we just had the fucking... It wasn't a library, was it? It was the embassy or whatever. But there was, like, 10 books in there to read. And now there's another, like, even more. There's even more to read in here than there was in the first one. And it's like, man, can you not, like, spread this out? Can you not, like, put one book per house or whatever that we explore instead of 10 in the embassy all at once and then 10 here all at once? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because I do want to read it, but, like, I'd rather read it spread out than just back-to-back descriptions of stuff. This armor was worn by Claviger Beldin during the dank spore outbreak of 2748, when a bloom... Should I keep doing the AI meme? When a bloom of spores infested Dawnshore and threatened to overtake the city, Beldin rallied the militia to burn out the colony and restore order, though he fell in the final battle. The walls were later reinforced and the militia trained in the suppression of hostile fungus. While the armor has been thoroughly cleaned of spores, the Emporium kindly asks that visitors appreciate it at a safe distance. Spy's tools. Tools of a valiant courtesan and spy caught hiding in Paradis. Okay, we don't need to read the actual details of gear. Consul Hort's Deadly Chalice. Rumour and mystery surround the Archmage Consul Hort, an undead wizard of unmatched power. During a gathering of the Circle of Archmagi, Consul Hort is said to have offered his peers a drink from his Chalice of Immortality. Arkemir instead gave a goblet to one of his imps, who died on the spot. Nice, good job. From that day forth, Consul Hort was disinvited from the Circle's annual winter feast. He resented it until his dying day. When he rose after death, he resented it still. His chalice and journals are on loan from the Archmage Tane, who said he would come back for them soon, several years ago. Consul Hort's journals are nothing but vulgar rants. Reader, beware. Fantastic. Godless pottery. Recovered from godless ruins. Ceremonial urn. Okay.
I don't know.
And more godless pottery.
loses
Okay.
a lot of its value. I can no longer
Skip
hold
that one.
things.
Deadly fungi. Harvested from Galawain's tusks. Left Ascension of Multitudes. Beneath this fungus's rather dramatic name lies a simple fact. To touch it with bare skin is to invite crippling pain and death. Poggers. Believed to have been used in a ritual mass suicide in Galawain's tusks, the fungus gives off... Galawain's tusk, that sounds like mountainous, right? It's probably the top right area, which looks mountainous on the world map. If you're gonna mass suicide, why not just fucking throw yourself off a mountain? Rather than... And get it over with, like, splat, you hit the ground, you're instantly gone. Rather than invite crippling pain before death. Like, if I'm gonna die, I'd rather it be quick, and I'd rather not have crippling pain as I go, you know? That seems weird that would be the chosen tool for ritual mass suicide, but I mean, maybe it's part. I guess the ritual part of ritual mass suicide is maybe the difference maker there. And there's like an actual ritual that some cult did that was like, oh no, the ritual says we must all be in crippling pain. I don't know, whatever. The fungus gives off a scent similar to that of riberries and sage in hopes of luring a victim, which collapses upon contact with the fungus and provides ongoing nourishment for its offspring. Widow's Tear, found throughout the living lands, but seen most often in the caves of Galawain's tusks. Wow, this place sounds lovely. Widow's Tear contains a venom that is harmless if ingested, but potentially deadly if used as an injected poison. Often found growing near shallow graves or exposed carcasses, it contains a foul-smelling liquid that can be used as a source of water depending on one's desperation. Blue Feather Brush. Nearly identical to the much less deadly Witch's Hair fungus, the Blue Feather Brush can only be identified by the slightly earthy aroma it exudes when harvested. Mere contact with the skin is harmless, but inhaling the fungus's earthy aroma even in small doses can cause shortness of breath, tightness in the chest, and difficulty in maintaining conscious thought. Those stricken by this condition often find themselves stumbling toward caves, cliffs, and small bodies of water, where they collapse and provide nourishment for the fungus in its new location. Ingestion leads to an incredible sense of euphoria, followed by a slow but inevitable death. See, you know, I'd rather feel euphoric as I died than crippling pain, you know? Legacy of the Tucan. Oh boy. This slim volume tells the tale of the Tucan, a people who lived along the banks of the Aqui River on the fertile Ixamital Plains. It details their rise to prominence in the region and their eventual demise at the hands of their ancient enemies, the Quechmatl people. A significant portion of the book is given over to examining the role of the Tucan's order of monks, the Nalpazga, in Tucan society. The Nalpazga believed that transcendence could only be attained by overcoming one's personal vanity, the desire for pleasure, and fear of death. To that end, they engaged in pointedly antisocial behavior, various forms of self-mutilation, and meditation with or consumption of the recently deceased. Great! Lovely. The Nalpazga were led by an Anitzlay, or master warrior, the last of whom was a man named Ixapillo. Ixapillo was charged with protecting his people from the Quechmatl and other threats, but in a tragic twist of fate, Ixapillo died before he was able to pass on his sacred knowledge to the man poised to take his place. The book dwells on this failure for some time, its author apparently of the belief that it was this one error that gave the Quechmatl the opening they needed to launch their attack. I mean, sounds like it did. The book's author goes on to describe how he attempted to instigate a popular uprising among his people against the Quechmatl, but his efforts were unsuccessful as the Tucan were by then too broken by the destruction of their culture to muster much of a defense. The volume concludes with an exhortation for the reader not to mourn the Tucan's passing, but to learn what they had to teach, and to teach others in turn. Taxidermy. Young Sporling, believed to be either a worker or very small warrior, this Sporling lived decades ago in a cave in Galawain's tusks. It would have spent its life either carrying heavy objects or brutally attacking the knees of its foes. Here it stands among the fungus of its natural habitat.
I hope whoever stuffed that covered their nose and mouth.
Indeed. Exotic fungi, plucked from the fertile lands of the Emerald Stair. That'll be the second zone, right? We found the gate to Emerald Stair. Witch's Hair. The strands of this strange fungus contain both spores of light venom, meant to deter predators and paralyze insects and small animals, which would then decompose into nutrition for the fungus itself. Often crushed and combined with sulfur to create witch mash, a yellow-green paste often used in small doses to remove wrinkles from under the eyes of the wealthy and vain. Great. Magran's Torch. Seen often in caves near volcanic activity, this ovoid fungus holds small spines inside its bellows-like body. When squeezed, these spikes penetrate the outer membrane and release spores, causing immense pain that can be described as burning. Delicious when properly prepared, and the spines, once carefully removed, can be used as sewing needles or artistic implements. And the Blood Pipe. Despite the deadly sounding name, Blood Pipe is quite harmless unless crushed and mixed with boiling salted water. The resulting broth, while delicious, will render adult Kith senseless within a few moments. The godless were believed to use this soup in controlled doses to induce hallucinations or to relax the mind, but the correct recipe for safe mixture has yet to be discovered. Colourful fungi. Okay, you know what? I'm actually like, I can't. It's too much. It's actually too much. I'm interested, but it's too much. Whoa, what the fuck? Yeah, I just...
my shop is here, Envoy.
True.
Definitely don't feel like we should be in here.
Oh! Happy days! Number 4. 2 in 1 part? Incredible stuff. Artifact observations. Now this I'll read. Notes on the trinket recovered near the eastern ruins. Sacred object, but to whom? Iconography suggests Wodica. Very old, perhaps from first Aderan settlers. Did Aderan ships land here centuries earlier than we thought? Curious implications for historical record. Definitely incomplete though. Part of a larger relic? More fragments in the area? Warm to the touch. Enchanted? Valuable. Indeed. Very valuable to me.
You won't find any treasures that way.
We're not reading poetry. Okay, what is up, my guy?